starting over. I was holding my cat Buck, but he, when I tried to move the tablet, I just turned it off. So yeah. So last time I talked about, I got a haircut today. Last time I talked about, oh, I guess I got cut off. So let me reintroduce myself. I'm Elizabeth Martinez, phantastitches, and this is Flosstube update number 27. I talked last week about the fact that my computer and my tablet were, messed up. My iPad tablet, not this tablet. So I still have to take my big computer in. I was talking to my dad about that, and I think I'm going to do it in the next couple of days. But I got my iPad working. This is my old beat up iPad. So I got it. It was, had an activation lock on it, and I was able to break that, or get past that. It still has a weird update thing where it's asking for my old original password. So I think I might have to talk to the people at Apple support again about how I get that off of there so that it asks for my current Apple ID and password or whatever. So, but yeah, so I got it working again. You can see I have lots of Angry Birds games on there. That's how old my computer is, when Angry Birds was a thing. My iPad, I mean. So as I said before, I won this iPad from the Arkansas, this is Arkansas Online. Thanks for reading Arkansas Online. It was the Arkansas Democrat Gazette newspaper in Little Rock, and they were doing, because I had a Sunday-only subscription, I had a free a subscription to the daily paper online, and that's where they had that. They had a drawing, and I won that iPad. So, hey, yay me! I don't play the lottery. I'm never gonna win the lottery. So a free iPad. What the heck? And I talked about last time about some Southwestern logos, and I still am working on that idea. And I have some more from, this is an Arizona t-shirt, but there's some other symbols on there that I might make use of. There's an antelope down there, and some little people and sun symbols and stuff like that. Excuse my messing around with my clothes. But anyway, so I still have that idea percolating. And I work on that when I'm bored. But otherwise, I don't have, I don't have a lot of whips, or, I was watching Priscilla and Chelsea this morning and going through all their whips and all, it's like, I can't do that. I can't, stitch on something for one day and put it away and stitch on something else for another. I can't do that. But, anyway, this is this is a water bottle, basically, a bottle. Sorry, I need to take a drink. Oh, sorry, let me turn this off. My fan. I forget that it's on sometimes, and how much noise it makes. Anyway, so I've been stitching away on my design, and I just wanted to report on the progress of it. I did finish the second water border. That this is the first one. This is the second one, and as I tried to explain last time, it's kind of, it goes in here on the end. That's it's the opposite of the way I did this one, which goes out on the end. Anyway, so I finished, excuse me, I finished this and I did some going down the sides, and it's hard for me to tell because it's kind of because of the way it is on the fabric. But I hope it's correct. I look at it and look at it and I'm thinking, well, I think it's the same on both sides. I didn't finish it. I just went like until I got to the end of my thread or whatever. But so it looks like it's not exactly even, like this, like one side is shorter than the other. And it could be, but if it is, it's a whole thing shorter. I don't know. It doesn't look, something about it doesn't look right. I keep looking at it to see if it's wrong, or if I can find an error, and I don't. So it could be that it's correct, and it just looks, weird because of the holding the fabric wrong or something. Anyway, so I started on the third verse. Finally, I have some logos in mind that are, some designs that I'm gonna stitch here and there. But right now I'm working on, this is gonna be an L. Eventually, I stopped abruptly this morning to go get my haircut. My parents were going to go, and they asked if I wanted to go along. I said sure. I was overdue for a haircut. But anyway, so yeah, I'm stitching the third verse finally, and it's coming along. My thing this week was my needle minder. One of my cats had pawed it off of my stitching. I keep, it's right there. And one of my cats, a Puck especially, I guess, has sort of pawed at it like, what is that thing? What is that thing? And Snug has pawed at it a couple times. And, excuse me. Go, 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 go. Thank you. But I had dozed off. I was stitching in bed, and I had fallen asleep. And then when I woke up, I went to the restroom, and I came back, and I found the back of the needle minder, this little magnet, on the bed, and I could not find this part anywhere. And I tried to look under the bed without getting down on my hands and knees, because that's kind of a big deal for me. And so I couldn't see it on the edge of the bed, under the bed. And I was so sure they had, one of the cats had played with it, and, so I looked in all the obvious places, on the floor, and couldn't find it. So I figured it was probably under the bed. And I was like pretty much resigned to, oh my God, I'm going to have to get down on my hands and knees and look under there and find it. And I had gotten my broom and, pulled, tried to see if I could pull it out with the broom or whatever. And I couldn't do it. And I have it's a little bitty broom. It's not a regular size, full size thing. But I thought, well, it's either really far back and I can't quite reach it with the broom, or I'm looking in the wrong place somehow or something. And so, like I said, I was kind of resigned to the fact that I was going to have to get down on my hands and knees. And then I was, in the kitchen or something, and my nephew was out there. And I said, can I, since you're one of the few limber ones in our family, kind of recruit you to do me a favor. And so I had him come in my bedroom and look under the bed, and he found the needle minder for me. And it was, like in a bunch of cat hair under there. Somehow I had missed it with the, I had looked with the broom, so I don't know if the cats had put it in a different place, or if I had just missed it when I was looking under the bed. But he found it, fortunately. He got down on his hands and knees with, and looked under there and was able to find it. So I found my needle minder. Yay. So anyway, I don't have much to report. Just, I'm working away on it. And I did take a couple days where I just didn't do much stitching. I have a tendency to get these. I, 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 I don't know how you would describe them. They're sort of headaches. They're more like head pains, and they're on this side, and I did not get them until after I had surgery. So I'm sure they're related to the surgery that I had somehow. I don't know. But I get little, you know, pains in the side of my head here. And I anyway, it was kind of like I had for 3 or 4 days, my head felt vaguely painful. Like, I did have maybe a headache, but I felt like if I looked, look over to the side or turn my head sideways or something, it would trigger, these pains that I have or something. And if I put my glasses on, it would kind of, trigger this area to to flare, kind of flare up a little bit. And so I didn't feel like stitching. I didn't feel like putting my glasses on. I didn't feel like working on, like, concentrating on anything. And so, I kind of like played a little bit of, some easy video games. I played a little Candy Crush and a little Angry Birds. Because I got my iPad unstuck. Um, I still have, I haven't dared to try to use it to record anything, because I don't want to, because I can't get online still with my big computer, and uh, I don't want to mess with anything right now, mess it up or anything like that. But anyway, so I didn't do much stitching. There was 2 or 3 days when I really didn't feel like stitching very much. And matter of fact, I'm part of the Friday Off the Grid group, and usually every Friday, from like 6 to 12, that's the Friday Off the Grid Friday party that we do, stitching party that we all do online. And so um, those who are in that group, and most of you probably would know this, but we take a picture of the what our starting point on Friday is, and what what we're going to work on Friday. And then usually afterward we post what we've done, or what we're and so uh, we went out actually last night, for my nephew's adoption anniversary. So so I hadn't stitched, I think, all day Friday, and I had posted a picture of my progress uh, up to that point, and but I wasn't sure if I was gonna do any stitching when we got back from the restaurant, because I just didn't feel good. But we got back at a decent hour, and I felt a little better, and so I did some stitching, and that's where I am now. And I did a little this morning. Um, but anyway, so yeah, so uh, I hadn't made as much progress as I'd hoped, but I made some, and I'm just hoping that I'll be able to finish it soon. I keep saying that, famous last words, but I saw a couple of designs actually that someone else had shown, and I'm still getting that stitchy bug, but I do want to start on my my uh, Christmas designs. The I keep saying that, but I keep not doing it. The Prairie Schooler Santa and the Six Fat Men Snowmen, Snowman. Um, they're kind of waiting in the wings. I have them kitted up and ready to go. like they were gonna be my high tea start the last Sunday in August, and I ended up not starting them after all because um, I didn't want to, put my design aside because I at that point especially I was like a little um, discouraged, from finishing it, and I wanted to finish it, so I, I I didn't start my Christmas starts after all, and I kept plugging away at my design, and it's it uh in some ways, you know, there are times when it's not the most fun thing to do, and I've set it aside to do something fun, like when I was working on Sweet Marmalade. That was a lot of fun, and I sort of took a break from working on my design, but you know, I want to. There's part of being, I don't know, disciplined, maybe. I don't know that where I'm telling myself, well, just sit down and get it done, and it's not always fun, but sometimes for me, it's a matter of I want to get it done, because if I only stitched one and I felt like it, I would never get anything done, and I have a little pile of whips to prove that point. Where I stitch them for a while, and I'm bored with this, and I set it aside, and I've had them set aside for years now. But so I'm trying not to be too flighty and too you know going from whip to whip. I know some people can operate that way, but I really can't, because I know other people can do it because they're getting finishes out left and right, and I don't know. It's hard for me. Maybe I need. I don't know. It's harder for me to do it that way. So it's better if I just concentrate on this one thing and get it done. So I say that as I have Daily Walk in the Woods and my piano cat thing sitting there. I haven't touched them in weeks. Since May. Since May, I haven't touched them. But months now. But what the heck? I don't have any real urgency to get those two done. Um, I'd like to, but I don't have any real urgency to get them done the way I do these two Christmas designs that I have come across, and that I want to do them in time for the holidays, of course. Um, and my design I want to do just because I want to finish it. Um, because I'm very close to finishing now, considering all things considered, considering where I started and how much it took to get there, and I still have a long ways to go in terms of, I have a lot of little the little decorative logos that go in there. Um, the writing itself is not going to take too long, but it's the other things that that may take a while, and I think I've thought about them enough that that I think they're worked out, you know, uh, so that they'll be okay now. I've had time to sort of, as I've thought through the design, to make them better, and so I think it'll be okay. I just have to do it. Um, and Yeah, and I have to sort of not try not to compare myself to other people, and that's kind of a weakness I have of like, I see other people, what other people have accomplished, and I think, well, gosh, why can't I be that way? And why can't I, have, be a faster stitcher and get all kinds of things done, and or those cute designs or whatever, and whip them out like people do, and um, I don't know. I have to just be my own person and do my own thing, And, you know, I can admire what everybody else does. Um, but, you know, I'm never gonna, like, you know, maybe spend as much money as other people do and do all the things that other people do. The some of the patterns that are very trendy. You know, everybody's doing this, everybody's doing that, and except me, I'm not doing what everybody else is doing necessarily. And so, but I have to kind of, have, I want to kind of stick to that idea of just doing what appeals to me, however random it might seem, I guess, maybe. I don't know. But, uh, so I'm working on what I'm working on, I guess. And, there are times when I think that, that I'm not doing as much as other people are doing or something, but, I have to remind myself that, you know, it's okay. That what I'm doing is enough to be, you know, it's still cross stitch, and it's still, that's just what I'm doing. So I don't know. I um, it's very philosophical, you know. But anyway, so that's where I am now, and uh, I think that's it. That's about it. Not much to do in the way of updates, whatever. So, but I'm plugging along. Okay, so thank you all for my returning subscribers for watching, um, and welcome to any newcomers who are coming to my channel for the first time. And I've been watching, you know, a few newbies, a few people that are new to me, um, who have been at it a while. I just have stumbled across them, and I think I may have mentioned a couple weeks ago. I don't know, a girl who's Flosstube I came across. And I think her name is Rebecca, and I can't think of it for sure off the top of my head just now. But she's from Albuquerque, which is where I grew up, and Enchanted Stitcher. That's who it is. It is the channel name that she uses because she's from Albuquerque, New Mexico, the land of enchantment. Um, anyway, so yeah, I get a kick out of that because, you know, she's from my hometown, from Albuquerque. Just like you know, I watch. One of the reasons that I started watching. What is that show? I tend to like at least check out anything that's filmed in New Mexico. The TV shows that are filmed in New Mexico. Um, uh, Breaking Bad was one that you know, was filmed in Albuquerque, and now Better Call Saul, filmed in Albuquerque. Films in Albuquerque. The, you know, it's so I get my my daily dose of, you know, homesickness. My regular weekly dose, I guess, when the show is on the air. You know, when I'm watching Better Call Saul, I'm going, oh, look at New Mexico. Anyway, uh, I was rambling there for a minute. But so yeah, so I've been trying to, you know, watch a little YouTube. I'm kind of behind on my Flosstube watching, um, but there are a few people that I make a point of watching, like uh, Priscilla and Chelsea and Pam and Steph uh, and Kitten Stitcher, and, you know, like that. Uh, so anyway, so I'm Elizabeth Martinez, phantastitches. Welcome to my subscribers. I mean, welcome back to my subscribers, and welcome to anybody who's coming to my channel for the first time. And hope you all keep coming back and keep watching. Thanks a lot. Bye.